Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Run Free and Strong. I'm Rayto. Welcome to my work in progress studio. Thanks to Ultra Trail Steven for his ideas around how to create a YouTube studio for $100. I have the lighting in, I have a temporary table, I still need to work on my background. I don't really want to put my high school and college trophies up there, but I'll figure something out. Stay tuned. It's been about a week since my Yeti 100. I'll put a link to the video on top. Unfortunately, I had to pull out at mile 71 due to a hip injury, and I'll be back. But in the meantime, what I wanted to do was share my Ultra kit with you. I've had a few questions about what did I use and how did it work. Let's give a little bit of context and background about the race itself, because that influenced my decision on what should go in my kit. So the Yeti 100 mile endurance run in Damascus, Virginia was held on September 25th. It's a fairly flat, runnable race held on the Virginia Creeper Rail to Trail. There is some climbing in the beginning. The first 14 miles is uphill from Damascus towards Green Cove, about a 3% grade, and then turn around and come back to Damascus to mile 28. The rest is just some short loops that are from Damascus in the other direction towards Abingdon, 18-mile loops, 4 of those, so total 100 miles. And there are 8 stations every 7 miles. And I had access to my drop bag in Damascus. So first 28 miles, then I could go to my drop bag, and then every 18 miles thereafter. And there was no limitation on drop bags. So having said that, I wanted to also share with you what the weather conditions were on that day, because that definitely influenced my kit. The weather forecast was for torrential rain for most of the race. In fact, we ran the first 12 hours entirely in the rain. And so those factors between the trail itself, the weather conditions, and then my own goals. Let's talk about those. So it was my first ultra, never done an ultra before. My goal was, however, to try to go for a sub 24-hour time, and failing that, I definitely wanted to complete it within the 30-hour cutoff time. Again, I failed in doing that. That's a separate story. But those factors combined led me to run with a minimalist and light kit. What I did run with is this Ultimate Direction Signature Series Ultra Belt, it's called. It has 2 bottles, each 500 milliliters. I filled one with Gatorade, the other I filled with water. It has a very generous pocket that I use to store peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I use Cliff bars, Kind bars. I was able to put gloves in there, hat, other small things. It also has a bungee cord system that enabled me to tie an extra shirt or jacket on it, and it has a very simple hook and loop closure. This was more than enough, given that the 8 stations were located every 7 miles apart. They were fully stocked, cold food, hot food, sweet, savory, all kinds of drinks and hydration. It was really great. There was no need for me, given the things I mentioned, to wear a hydration vest. In addition to my Ultimate Direction hydration belt, I also had a second Nathan belt on that has that stretches, goes around my waist, on top of the Ultimate Direction belt, has around the belt pockets that are very easy and stretch. This I used to carry my GoPro Hero 8. I don't have it here with me on the table because I'm using it to film, but it actually fit my GoPro Hero 8 with the shorty selfie stick attached to it, which was perfect. So I was able to pull it out whenever I wanted to film, to stow it away very quickly. Really great. Let's get into some of the clothing and gear that I use. So item number 1 on the day was a original Buff, made by Buff. And we had to use a Buff for packet pickup for the start And whenever we were coming in and out of the aid stations, and as well as the finish, which unfortunately I didn't make, so buff. I had multiple pieces of each clothing item because of the weather conditions. I kept those in my dry bag. I'm not going to show you everything that I packed on that day, but one item per. So my shorts, my go-to shorts are the Vuori core shorts. These have, what I love about these, they have a drawstring on the outside, not on the inside, to reduce chafing. They have pockets, very generous in the front, Velcro closure pocket in the back. They have a liner, a soft liner on the inside. Even though it rained for 12 hours, and I did apply a little bit of Vaseline to my legs, I never chafed in these shorts. Love these. I have a couple pair of these. So my preference are the Stance 360 feel, left and right socks. These are designed by ultra runners and made for ultra runners. On top, depending on whether it was raining, it was not raining, it was night, it was day, I had a combination of short sleeve shirts and long sleeve shirts. And again, I had multiple of these, and the short sleeve shirts I wore were just pearl Izumi shirts. And my long sleeved go-to shirt is a buttery soft Sugoi shirt. Feels very comfortable. Again, I did apply some Vaseline to my chest, but I had no problem with chafing on that. And then for the worst part of the day, when it was raining and it was a little bit chilly in the high 50s and I was concerned about hypothermia, I did wear a waterproof, not water resistant, but waterproof training shell. This one is by Sugoi. I think it's called Metro Jacket. I had several different brands of shells, and these are fairly light and they pack away. And when I was too warm, I was able to take this off and cinch it to the back of my Ultra Direction race belt using the bungee cords, no problem. Let's go to one of the most important pieces of my gear, my running shoes. I ran in Hoka Torrent shoes. These are the original Torrent. These are not the Torrent 2, which just came out. And I love these shoes. They are light, I think 9.1 ounces. They are comfortable. I had no issues with heels or width of the shoe. They have an aggressive tread, which was very helpful given that it rained for 12 hours. The trails were flooded. Some sections were muddy and slippery. The trestles that we crossed had leaves on them that were wet. So the aggressive tread was very helpful. I have the stride power meter attached here. I did not use that during the Yeti 100 because I didn't want to have to deal with it and I was concerned about losing it. So, but it is attached here for my other runs. I love these Hoka Torrents. I just bought another pair. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the electronic goodies that I used. I ran the entire race with my Garmin 235 GPS watch. Unfortunately, this watch doesn't support a 100-mile ultra race. The battery life on these doesn't extend as much as necessary. I bought a Garmin Fenix 6 Sapphire, especially for the Yeti 100. I tested it out. I'll put a link up to a video. I ended up returning it. The GPS accuracy and the pace accuracy was not good, not even close. We're not talking margin of error, we're talking multiples. And I then pair this Garmin 235 with a very small portable battery charger that is USB capable and very, very simply attaches to my Garmin, which was on my wrist, and I could carry this. My race video and recap shows me wearing this, and it would recharge my 235 in 2-3 hours. In the morning, we ran the first 2.5 hours in the dark. up the mountain. The race started at 5, and then obviously at night, and I had multiple headlamps. The latest model I have is the Fenix HM50R, and it goes from 30 lumen all the way up to 500 lumen. I think 130 lumen, which is light enough to run and walk. This lasts about 14 hours on a single battery charge. It comes with rechargeable batteries. I had spare batteries. I had a backup headlamp just in case. And at 500 lumen, I think it goes for 3 or 4 hours, which again, with spare batteries, we can go all night. Then one item I did bring, but didn't use, are these Black Diamond Carbon Z trekking poles. These fold, as most of you are familiar with, and are very easy to put together. Snap together. It was my intention on the last and final 18-mile loop to use these. I'm not sure if I brought these earlier, they would have made a difference because my hip injury and my lower back were in such excruciating pain. I was totally debilitated and I was unable to move, and I don't think the poles would have helped. Finally, my dry bags. I have 2 different dry bags I'm going to show you. They both have pros and cons. This is a really cool bag made by Victory Sports Designs, especially for ultra races. It's called the Bear 3. It's not cheap. This retails for, I think, $135. It is a great bag because it has lots of ways to organize. These are drink coolers. They attach with Velcro, pardon the noise, attachments, and they can be easily removed, which I did. I didn't need to have my drinks chilled. So there's a lot more room in here. There's a divider. There are lots of pockets on the inside. Back here, there is a bag for dirty clothes. There are pockets up here. There are pockets in the front, pockets on top. There are pockets everywhere. There are even pockets on the side. What I love about this bag is it enables me to organize my small items, whether it be first aid, supplies, Band-Aids, sports tape, gauze pads, or small energy bars, or all my electronic gear. What I don't love about this bag is it's water resistant. It is not waterproof. Even though I packed this bag inside a kitchen garbage bag and all the items inside I wrapped in little baggies, the bag totally got drenched. Every time I had to open the kitchen garbage bag and reach in, the rain just got in. I think it's a missed opportunity for Victory Sports Design. I gladly, instead of $135, pay $200, make me the same bag and make it waterproof. Technology exists, missed opportunity. The bag, the dry bag of dry bags, is this Marchway 40-liter dry bag. Again, it has its pros and cons. What I love about it is there's no way water gets in here. It keeps everything completely dry. It's very voluminous. This comes in different sizes from 10 liters all the way up to 40 liters, which is the size I have. It has a closure that just folds and then with a buckle closes. These bags are used for kayaking, for boating. They float in water. Water doesn't get in here. The other thing I love about the bag is it has a carry handle and shoulder straps, which was convenient for me. I had to park the car a little bit away from the drop bag location, so I would have things in my hands, and I was able to just throw this on my back. What I don't love about this bag is there's nowhere to organize things in here. And, you know, in the rain and the darkness, it's difficult to find things. I actually had 2 of these. Sometimes I was confused about what items I had in which bag. Sometimes my items that I needed right away were at the bottom. I had to dig in. Probably a better way to do this. And if you have any thoughts or ideas, please drop a comment below. Let me know how you use these drop bags. Do you put things in baggies and label them? Do you put mark the bags on the outside? What are your suggestions? Let's quickly recap, and I'll share with you some takeaways for me. One of the takeaways was the rain, torrential rain, wreaked havoc with my gear, and that just could not be helped. A couple of things I would do different. One is I definitely have to figure out the bag situation between having a large dry bag that keeps things dry but doesn't enable me to organize things versus a smaller bag that's not waterproof but has great organizational capabilities. I need to figure that out. 2 is I don't have it here, but I need to think through my first aid kit. I did have some first aid supplies. What I didn't bring, and I should have, was hydrogen peroxide. So in the race, because of the rain, my feet got totally trashed, and I had cracks in the bottom of my feet. The trail dirt got through my shoes and socks into the cracks, and at mile 64, I was barely able to walk. And it took me an hour at the Damascus aid station to clean out my feet with hydrogen peroxide, which was available at the aid station, but I would have liked to have my own in case future races it's not available. And finally, item number 3, I spent too much time in aid stations. I ran 71 miles, somewhere in 18 hours. I probably spent 3 hours out of those 18 in aid stations. And I definitely think I can do better in terms of not only moving in and out of aid stations, and if I can cut an hour or even 2 out of my time by planning better, organizing better, and being more efficient, that'll be great. Thank you for watching. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to follow my journey. Hit the like button and comment below. What does your race kit look like? What works for you and what doesn't? And what are some of the key drivers for you to figure out what you're going to put in your race kit? Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Hey guys, we're back with some bonus footage. I just covered my race kit and would like to share with you the Yeti 100 swag from Packet Pickup. The race started at 5 a.m. on Friday morning, and Thursday afternoon in Damascus, Jason Green, the race director, and his team of totally amazing volunteers had stocked the Damascus aid station with, I don't know, 100 feet of swag on tables. And when we checked in, we were given one of these really cool Yeti 100 Endurance Run bags. These are like trick-or-treat bags, and I can use these to go to the grocery store. Connecticut has banned plastic bags, so thank you for this. And we were handed these with our number, with our race numbers, and told to just pick from the swag and move down the table. So most important, obviously, is the race bib. This shows a little bit of wear and tear. It has a picture of the Green Cove train station, which was the turnaround point as we started from Damascus, went up the mountain, turned around at the Green Cove train station, came back down. So Jason was joking with us, in case anybody doesn't know what it looks like, they can look at their bib. And then the obligatory race t-shirt, the Yeti 100 official race t-shirt from 2020 with the train that traveled from New York to Vermont on the Virginia Creeper Trail, the Yeti, and the unicorn. Didn't stop there. Jason also had made, not himself of course, or at least I don't think so, these are merino wool, very light, very comfy, high quality, long sleeve shirts or sweaters with the Yeti logo beautifully embroidered on the merino wool sweater. This is just like amazing stuff. Then while we're with clothing, got these also very, very cool Yeti running socks. Very colorful, gotta love these. And the Yeti hat, which has a little bit of a story behind it. This is a COVID-19 hat that comes with a pocket to store a face mask. Can be used for other things, so some people carry food in here. Runners were joking about putting mini flasks of Fireball in here. Again, pretty cool. And not one hat, but two hats. Hardcore You, catch summits, not feelings. And then there were a bunch of stickers. Jason Green and the Yeti Army is very big on stickers. He's constantly making up, being very creative and coming up with new ideas. Virginia is for Yeti lovers. 100 miles with the Yeti, and this was a photo, I believe, of Damascus, shot by Jesse Kokotech. We can be heroes for just one day. Then some of really cool small swag is an OG motel room key, Yeti Trail Runners Motor Lodge key. Love these. An OG coin purse. Again, ultrasonic race money. And a bunch of really cool pins. See if you can see this one. This is the Yeti. It's a beautiful colored Yeti pin. Then there's the replica of the Yeti belt buckle and another Yeti pin. So we were extremely fortunate to have Jason Green take care of the Yeti Army and just give out some really, really great swag. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.